each of the last 3 World Cups and was on target against Japan in the round of 16. Both Borna Barisic and Bruno Petkovic dropped to the bench. Premier League referee Michael Oliver takes charge of this one, his 3rd match of the tournament after Costa Rica's 1-0 win over Japan and Mexico's 2-1 success over Saudi Arabia. The team in the VAR hub are led by Dutchman Paul van Bokel. Alisson remains Brazil's first choice, just as he was at the last World Cup. He's conceded only 1 goal in 3 matches here so far. Alexandro has been back in training, but Danilo continues at left back with Eder Militao on the right. Casemiro and Lucas Paqueta are at the heart of midfield in an unchanged starting 11. Neymar is 1 goal shy of equaling Pele's all-time record of 77 goals for Brazil. Richarlison has scored 3 in 3 so far. Vinicius Junior scored the winning goal in the Champions League final this year for Real Madrid against Liverpool.
It's going to be a huge night, isn't it, for this vastly experienced Croatian team. They've shown flashes throughout this tournament of what they're about. Their mentality is not to be questioned. Tonight they've got to get their football right as well to potentially deny Neymar, who, of course, missing those games through injury just makes him even more determined to carry his team over the line.
Well, Brazil have won a record 5 World Cups, which is as many as all the other quarter-finalists here put together. But they've lost 3. The first quarter-final at the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 is underway. Croatia kicking from left to right in the first half, looking to get past this stage of the competition just as they did 4 years ago en route to the final. But what a challenge for them against Brazil, with all that attacking talent which we saw on display to such devastating effect in the last match against Korea Republic.
Indeed they did. It was extremely impressive, wasn't it? It was beautiful to watch some of that football in the first half against Korea Republic. They had no answers to it. So Croatia have to get everything right. I think rule number 1 for them, when they have the ball, they got to treasure it, they got to keep it. Brazil showed against Korea Republic not only how good they are with it, but how hard they want to win it back when they lose it. So all facets of that Croatian performance tonight have got to be spot on, I think, in order for them to prevail.
Interesting to see already, Andy, that Pajelic looks as though he's starting on the right-hand side for Croatia. Zlatko Dalic there, the coach, just making a couple of changes. That's a notable one, Pajelic's first start.
I don't think it really worked, the Bruno Petkovic decision in the previous game when he played up the middle. That never really worked. He didn't quite have the mobility for it.
I wonder what dance Chite has got up his sleeve today.
I'm sure they'll have something rehearsed and prepared. Make no mistake about that. It's what they do. It's the way they are. They want to express themselves off the field, on the field, always. And that's what everybody loves to see about Brazil.
Party atmosphere behind the goal, and we've only just started. First touch of the ball for Alisson. Here's Thiago Silva, a real Peter Pan of football, still going strong at his 4th World Cup at the ripe old age of 38. He still glides across the grass in an unhurried manner.
He does. He plays the game so effortlessly, doesn't he? Thiago Silva's such a good player.
Paqueta losing out this time to Mateo Kovacic with a bustling, surging run. He's upended there right underneath referee Oliver's nose.
Yeah, and Casemiro it was. It wasn't going to let him pass. Won't get away with too many more of those. Good play that from Mateo Kovacic.
Yeah, we've seen both sides of Casemiro's game, haven't we, at this World Cup? He's the anchor of that midfield. He scored the only goal as well when they beat Switzerland in the group stage. Here's Modric, string puller in chief for Croatia.
I think they're going to be very important for Croatia. Their corners, should they get a few of them, those wide free kicks, they've got to take perhaps a little bit more care with those than that delivery from Luka Modric, not one of his finest.
An opportunity perhaps to venture forward via the unlikely source of Dejan Lovren. Here's Juranovic into Modric. High boot there, just catching Richarlison.
How far back Richarlison has come there to actually win the ball back for his team. That's what I do like about this Brazil side. Everybody has to pull their weight, has to do their job. And it is a much more aggressive game from them when they don't have the ball, the way they try and get it back.
Thiago Silva going long, looking for Vinicius Junior. It was an awkward, swirling ball for Juranovic to try to deal with. Brazil into Croatia's penalty area for the first time in the game. Very quickly, everybody back behind the ball in red and white. Marquinhos. Again looking for Vinicius Junior. Could be a busy night for Croatia's right back. Pajalic makes the block. Vinicius Junior brings the first save of the game, albeit a relatively straightforward one for Dominic Livakovic.
Yeah, nice and comfortable for the goalkeeper, that one, but already we've seen a couple of times where Vinicius Junior can isolate Juranovic down this Brazilian left side and maybe get at him. Big switch we just saw from Marquinhos, very well played.
Oh, given away by Lovren, cleared by Brozovic. Brazil looking to go through the gears early, but that pass from Rafinha had a little too much zip on it.
Yep, unlucky. Right idea, just overhit that. But these early moments, I think, are crucial for Croatia. I really do. I think in this first 15 minutes, they dare not afford to concede anything unnecessary.
They have been very solid defensively, haven't they? They've only conceded twice, once to Canada and then once to Japan in 120 minutes.
Correct. Vardio in particular has been a giant at the back for them throughout the tournament.
Pajalic sending it forward. Play here by Marcelo Brozovic, battling away well. Modric with a touch. Pajalic looking for a little bit of space. Borna Sousa getting forward. It's aimed in the general direction of Perisic. Sousa venturing deep into Brazilian territory, but it will be a throw into the South Americans.
Lots of rotation already you can see up front for Croatia. Pajalic playing down the right side, but he will filter in. Kramaric has played wide in this tournament already, even though he's occupying the kind of number 9 position at the moment.
Yeah, he's not an out-and-out forward, is he, Pajalic, but he certainly has goals in him. He scored 13 last season for Atalanta in Serie A. Loves to burst forward into the penalty area. Gvardiol. Happy to leave it to Mateo Kovacic. Such a solid, experienced look to the vast majority of this Croatia team. I mean, Guardiola's a bit of an exception at 20 years of age, but 6 of the starting 11 have at least 75 caps.
Yeah, which is massive, very important. And also, they've been down this road before at the back end of these major tournaments. So they're not afraid to mix it with anybody. It's just how they develop their game at the top of the field.
Modric sending it forward. Juranovic, decent ball in towards Perisic, who was penalised by the referee for his challenge on Militao.
Yeah. And we saw to good effect how Ivan Perisic gets in the box and can use his head. That brilliant header from the edge of the box against Japan, but there was always a little bit late with that.
Yeah, very much a player to keep an eye on. Playing in his 3rd World Cup finals, has scored at all of them, including 3 in Russia 4 years ago, and that header you were talking about, Andy, in the last match. The stadium mostly a sea of yellow and green.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva, who scored in the quarter-final 8 years ago when they beat Colombia on home soil, but got himself booked and missed the semi-final, the 7-1 defeat to Germany. Croatia have possession.
Yeah, they thought it was a handball there.
Modric. Oh, it's wayward from Luka Modric. Rafinha fouled by Mateo Kovacic. Well, that was unusual, wasn't it, a pass like that from Luka Modric?
It's a collector's item from him, from Modric, but Rafinha onto it very quickly.
Paqueta away to Eder Militao into Rafinha. Very diligent and competitive start from Croatia in trying to match their opponents early on and not get blown away. Perisic up against Eder Militao. Beyond Mario Pajalic. Here's Vinicius Junior. Marquinhos. Marquinhos. Neymar. Into Neymar. Could be a chance here. Goes for the return. It's Neymar! Oh! 1-0 Brazil!
What a goal!
And Neymar breaks the deadlock in this quarter-final. And equals Pele's national record. Goal number 77 for Brazil. And what a big one.
Special players to make the difference in games like this, at times like this. My goodness, Neymar drops right into that category. That is absolutely sensational. And the poise, the balance, everything at the end is just as important as the run that precedes it. That is quite brilliant how he goes around that goalkeeper and then puts it in the roof of the net, because there's a defender coming back on the line. You roll that over the line, Sosa might get there. You can't get it when it's up there in the top of the goal. That's just an outstanding goal. It's the moment everybody has been waiting for, and Neymar has provided it.
It's taken a long time, but a moment of Brazilian brilliance has them ahead, and now just 15 minutes away from the semi-finals. Big player for a massive moment. We've waited a long time for a goal, but it was worth the wait.
Very well. Again, they just did well there to kind of set that trap, Croatia, allow Alisson the ball into Militao, who's not the most comfortable. Usually we've seen Brazilian fullbacks for years being so good in possession. The two they've got tonight aren't the best at that.
Both central defenders near the penalty spot, and it comes. Not one of Modric's better efforts.
Again, that's a waste. He'll be kicking himself there, Modric. He knows he's much better than that. And when those big guys from the back go in the box, they need some service.
Nice idea there from Mateo Kovacic. Again, almost playing Perisic in, and Brazil caught out once more. Modric still going. Oh, what a delightful ball. Eder Militao with the header away. Danilo completes the clearance, but any slight hint of complacency from Brazil is being jumped on.
Yeah, well played there, Luka Modric. And they're just trying to pinch that ball high up the park when they get the opportunity off Brazil, as they do here. The goalkeeper rolling it out to Casemiro. That's a little too laboured, that turn on the ball. Modric onto it very quickly. Again, there should be another Croatian shirt really flying in that box. That I think they've got to really do. When they do turn the ball over like that, be really brave and commit people into that box.
But that's what they haven't got now, isn't it? They haven't got a Mandzukic.
No, they don't. They don't have a Davor Šuker and Mandzukic, a real predator. That they don't have. But you can still make runs in the box and drag people out of position, and it just might fall for a teammate.
Here's Thiago Silva, quarter of an hour in the last match against Korea Republic. They'd already scored twice by now. Danilo into Casemiro. And Modric, Borna Sosa happy to let it run out of play.
I don't think they expected anything else, Brazil, from Croatia. With all that experience that you spoke about earlier, Simon, I think they'll have known that they've got very capable operators in midfield who can keep the ball, that they have got a tried and trusted shape, that these players are pretty much the same players rolled out game in, game out. So they know what they're doing all right.
Ball collected by Marquinhos. This is a repeat of the opening match of the tournament in Brazil back in 2014. You mentioned the experience of Croatia. Just looking at it, Dejan Lovren, Luka Modric, Ivan Perisic and Mateo Kovacic all started that match 8 years ago, which illustrates your point. And Brozovic came off the bench as well. So yes, they know their way around here at the World Cup.
What we haven't seen in the game so far is when Brazil really rattling 3 or 4 of those one-touch passes and pick the pace up very, very quickly. That hasn't happened yet, much owed to the way Croatia have been nice and patient and nice and compact. It's how they cope with those really electric spells, I think, which will make the difference in this game.
Neymar. Challenged by Brozovic. This is Thiago Silva. Neymar will have another go. Away from Pajalic. Referee just about able to get out of the way. Mario Pajalic sending it in is Kramaric into Brozovic, trying to just move it away from some of that yellow-shirted traffic. Kramaric towards the far side and Perisic, Eder Militao.
Yeah, again, you see there how quickly Brazil pressure the ball in order to try and win it back. It just forces Croatia to lose a bit of accuracy in those passes.
Vinicius Junior teases one into the box. Gvardiol away, only as far as Paqueta. That's Rafinha challenging with Sosa. Gvardiol stands his ground and Brozovic backs him up and they get the better of Richarlison.
Excellent play. Brilliant play, that.
Solid, intelligent football from Croatia, who now look to break with Pajalic. He's got Juranovic to his right, Modric through the middle, Perisic on the far side of the penalty area, dropping a little deeper and now into possession. Looking for an opening.
Lucky. Good block in the end. Right idea from Andrej Kramaric to step inside on the right foot and potentially take the shot.
Lovren. Now Kovacic, who's really had to bide his time to find a slot in the Croatian midfield at the World Cup. Space for him here. Trying to bring Perisic into the game. Paqueta finds Danilo. Here's Casemiro. Eder Militao. Now Rafinha. Neymar dropping to collect. Vinicius Junior near side. Richarlison in the box. Lucas Paqueta just outside it. Lovely touch. Vinicius Junior cleared away by Sosa.
Wonderful. Brilliant football.
Neymar looks to keep the attack going. Still Neymar. Comfortable for Livakovic.
Well, the Neymar shot was a lot easier to handle, but what made Vinicius Junior so effective there was the way he stopped. Watch him, he's got the ball in this wide area, and then he stands people up. So he stops, just here, and then he goes again. And that is really difficult to handle. That is really difficult to mark against. Very close.
That was the first really flowing passage of football we've seen from Brazil in the match, and maybe they're just warmed up now as Neymar nudges it through, but it's beyond Vinicius Junior.
Yeah, lucky. Just a little overhit from Neymar, wasn't it? But these are these kind of bursts that Brazil are very capable of, and they sort of come out of nowhere, really. And they just elevate themselves and they go through the gears so quickly.
Time for Thiago Silva. Paqueta. Marquinhos. Space for Rafinha over on the far side. It's Reder Militao. Here's Orsic now. Plenty of Croatian players up there. And the shot finds the back of the net. Oh, what a goal! What a moment for Croatia!
Incredible! Unbelievable. This team do never, ever give it up.
Croatian fans soaking it in. Brazil were so close to the semi-finals, but Croatia just would not lie down.
Just unreal. Really was unbelievable.
Bruno Petkovic, who keeps calling and calling for the ball, finally got it.
Deflection. Was there a deflection? Just have a look here when it comes back to Petkovic. No doubt he hits it. There is. There's a big deflection. That's going right into Alisson's arms. I think it's Marquinhos, who's got a big outstretched leg, and that has taken it away from the goalie. And incredibly, is that their first one on target, Simon?
It is their first on target in the 117th minute of the match. What drama!
Astonishing. Wow.
He's kept his team afloat in many ways. And there it is. Croatia are taking Brazil to penalty kicks here in this World Cup quarter-final. Bruno Petkovic with a late show to cancel out Neymar's opening goal. Petkovic to the rescue. Penalties it will be. After extra time, it has finished Croatia 1, Brazil 1. Vlasic looks to set the tone. All of these penalties are tough, Andy, but the first one perhaps even more so, because whoever's taking it seems to have to wait around that bit longer while the referee talks to the goalkeepers.
Very true. It's very true. He'll know what he wants to do with this penalty now. He'll know exactly what he's going to do.
Only Germany and Argentina have won more World Cup penalty shootouts than Croatia and Brazil.
This is a long wait. This is a very long wait for Nikola Vlasic. And I think Michael Oliver is obviously just reiterating to the goalkeepers, you must keep that 1 foot on the line or behind it.
Which, of course, they do know already.
Of course they do. But he's just reiterating that point, that if you step off the line, I'll make you take it again. Serbia from what you want to do.
Nikola Vlasic to strike first for Croatia. That's a well-taken spot kick. Decisively dispatched past Alisson.
Good pen, because it went high. They're the ones that...
Can he get them on the board in this penalty shootout? Yes, he can.
Very, very well taken. Hit it hard, didn't he? Hit it really hard. Goalkeeper went the right way again. He's got such a feel for these, the goalie. Look at that, he's not far away at all. Look, agony on his face, Livakovic, because he thought he might have been able to get it.
Towards the max. It's Rodrigo against Livakovic. And he's saved! Livakovic is at it again, just as he did against Japan, saving the first penalty. Early advantage, Croatia.
Just fantastic work again from him. Look at his eyes, they're like wide open, his eyes. He is just such a study of concentration, Livakovic, and it's a huge moment. That's definitely advantage Croatia.
Lovro Maja. Both teams so close to a semi-final, they can almost touch it. Two. Never any doubt about it from the moment it left his boot.
It's gone straight down the middle. That's big pressure now on the next Brazilian penalty. Alisson, it is. Oh, see that trailing leg at that earlier from what you want to do.
Nikola Vlasic to strike first for Croatia. That's a well-taken spot kick. Decisively dispatched past Alisson.
Good pen, because it went high. They're the ones that the goalkeepers struggle with. Sometimes when they're low and tucked down in the corners, the goalkeeper guesses the right way. They're big men, they can get there. When they go up into the roof of the net, it's very difficult.
Rodrigo for Brazil. Neymar can't bear to look. Tension ratcheted up towards the max. He needs to score this. First potentially decisive moment in this penalty shootout. Marquinhos, oh, he's missed! Brazil are out! The shock has happened! Croatia, for the second time in the space of a few days, win via spot kicks. Brazil's players are on the floor. Croatia's are up in arms in the air. They can't believe it. Everyone in the stadium is stunned, even the Croatian fans. What an upset. Croatia pulled it out of the fire with a late equaliser, a couple of minutes from the end of extra time, and again they prevail from 12 yards, and Brazil are left heartbroken and empty-handed once more at the World Cup. They lose in the quarter-finals for the fourth time in the last 5 tournaments.
Unreal. Just what a night. What an